Hey guys, so I wanted to reboot a series I did ages ago, and it was my top 10 products. And I go through each category and talk about my top 10 in that category, such as like blush, highlights, bronzers, pink lipsticks, red lipsticks. You get the idea. And I think it must be about 2 years now since I did those videos. And I've gotten a lot of new products, my tastes have changed, my favourites have changed, so I kind of wanted to do a refreshed version. So I'm going to kick this off with my 10 favourite blushes, and these were really hard for me to pick because I have a lot of blush, as you guys know, and I love all of my blushes. I mean, they are quite similar, but there are differences, and that's what makes them unique, and that's my excuse. But yeah, I try to pick only products that are still available, because I know quite a few products that I own have been discontinued or were limited edition. A lot of cosmetic companies at the moment are going through like a purge at the moment, and like repackaging everything and dropping certain lines and certain colours, so yeah, kind of sucks. But there you go. So here are my top 10 favourite blushes that are still available. And there's a mixture of drugstore and high-end here. So I'm going to start with one that I've spoken about to death, and that is Max Factor's Classic Pink. This one I believe is still available. Like I said, a lot of brands are going through a revamp at the moment, Max Factor included. And I haven't seen it for a while. There is still a place for it, so I don't know whether it's just sold out or not. Obviously these aren't going to swatch up very good. Blushes never do, unfortunately. That's probably the best swatch you're going to get of it. But it's just a really beautiful sort of corally pink with a nice sheen to it. It doesn't particularly have a duochrome or gold glitter or anything like that. It's just more of a corally pink with a corally hue to it, like a sheen, and it's just really beautiful and gives a really nice healthy glow, and I adore it. Next we have one from Cargo, which has some nail polish on it, as happens, and this is Tonga. Cargo blushes sort of, well, Cargo as a brand sort of bridges the gap between drugstore and high-end, sort of like what MAC used to before they got all up themselves and raised their prices. Cargo blushes aren't particularly all that expensive, but they are more expensive than a drugstore brand. And there's a swatch there. It's a very neutral, sort of dusty pink colour. It's a bit more of a like a mauvey pink. It's very beautiful. It's great for sort of giving a sculpted look. It's the perfect kind of slap-on blush that you can wear day in, day out, and you don't have to worry about looking too caked up. Well, not caked up, too made up or risking clown face or anything like that. If you loved Smoky Rose by Revlon, this is a good alternative because they've discontinued Smoky Rose. If they hadn't, that would be in here. Next I have a couple of luxury blushes, my 2 Dior blushes. This one is 939 Bois de Rose, or Rosebud. Dior recently redid their packaging, so they now no longer look like this, and this blush is no longer called Rosebud, but it's still the same number, 939. So you'll still be able to find it, it's just called something else now. I don't know why they do it just to confuse us. But And there's the swatch of it just there. And again, it's a really pretty kind of pink. It's a warmer pink than Tonga is. But again, it's just sort of like a healthy glow. This is kind of a satin finish blush, doesn't really give a sheen and it's not too matte. Again, it's a perfect kind of everyday blush and I absolutely adore it, and I have a backup of it as well. That's how much I like it. I don't normally back up blushes unless I really like them. And the second Dior one is called New Red, and this was a new launch with their redesign, and this is what their blushes look like now, just so you can compare. They used to come in a combi of 2 shades and now they just come in one flat shade. And it looks super neon, but it's not like very pigmented. It's sort of like, even the swatch is pretty, you can't even see it. Just a sec, I'll grab a eyeshadow brush just so I can get some. There we go. There's a good swatch of it. This is probably the best way to do swatches of a blush, is to grab an eyeshadow brush rather than your finger. And you can kind of see it there now. It's more of a sheer neon kind of color, and it just gives this amazing brightness and edginess to your face. Like you look at it and you think it's going to be like boom, like neon lights on your face, but it's really subtly edgy and it's beautiful, and I would highly recommend going to a Dior counter and testing it out. Dior blushes are quite expensive. I believe they are now, it's ridiculous now, it's like over around the £30, if not over the £30 mark now. Luxury brand makeup never used to be, like, they were always expensive, but now they're just kind of getting a bit too expensive, in my opinion anyway. It's kind of hard to justify £30 for a blush. But if you want to make an investment, I would go with Dior blushes. I would not recommend Chanel blushes. I only own one Chanel blush and it's nice, and for the price tag it should be more than nice. It should be freaking amazing. These are freaking amazing. So that's my 2 cents on that. And then we have my Estee Lauder blush. This one is in Poppy Passion, sorry. And these are super pigmented. I love this one in the fall and winter or autumn, and it's kind of like a burgundy red shade. It's perfect for creating that sort of in from the cold flushed look. I used to have one called Desert Rose by NYX that's exactly like this. Also Flushed by Sleek is a good alternative. I just don't own those anymore, so I can't show you them, but this colour in any brand is usually a good bet. I think everyone should own a blush like this. Just be very careful with it, use a little bit of time and blend it out really well, and you can't really go wrong. I will be doing a video soon on like blush application, so I will talk more about flushed sort of blushes, or flushed looking blush. There's no way to say that without getting tongue-tied. I'll talk more about this style of blush wearing in that video. That's what I'm trying to say. Yep. And next I have one from e.l.f. This is in Candid Coral, and this is supposed to be a dupe for Orgasm, but it's really not. It's a very sheer version of NARS Orgasm, and that's why I like it more. Mine is getting really powdery and brittle. It's about to break itself. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It's a beautiful, rich coral shade. It's kind of like classic pink from Max Factor, but slightly more pigmented with a gold sheen and a bit less pink. So if you're looking for a bolder kind of everyday blush, I would go with this one, and you can also wear it really sheerly as a sort of rose gold highlight. Just a little tip there for you. So that's it down there. Candid Coral. Next I have a blush from MUA, and this is Candyfloss, and it's what I have on my cheeks just now. This sheen you're seeing is a rose gold highlighter from Elizabeth Arden. But yeah, this is Candyfloss, and it's a beautiful kind of baby pink colour. The only other baby pink that I like more than this is Pink Clouds from Natural Collection. This is kind of got a purpley undertone, makes it really kind of cool tone and suits my skin really, really well. It's kind of a satin finish. It has little micro glitters in it, but it's by no means glittery. I just love it. It's easy wearable, and unfortunately because of the formulation, this is one of the MUA £1 blushes. It is a cheap blush, and with cheap products you can't expect the highest quality whilst it is pigmented. It is also a bit powdery, so you do tend to lose a lot of product in the dust up. Yeah, exactly. But I would recommend, if you're like starting out with makeup and you're starting out with blushes, I would recommend the MUA ones, just to sort of dabble about in, because, you know, they're easily accessible, they have a wide range, and they're really, really cheap, so you can't really go too far wrong. Next I have another one that's quite cheap. This one is by 17 Cosmetics, and as you can see, it's all broken. This is Nude. It hit pan and I dropped my makeup bag and it shattered, so I very much loved it. This is kind of like Tonga, but more brown in it. Where's Tonga? So as you can see, there's Tonga there. It's quite sheer and sort of a mauvey pink. And there is Nude, and it's a lot more pigmented, but that's probably because it's broken. I picked up more product. Let's share it out a bit. And it's more brown. It is a bit more pigmented, and it has a sort of satin finish, whereas Tonga is more matte. Again, I'm a huge fan of this for a more sculpted look. It gives a healthy look to the skin, and it's another one of those kind of blushes that you can pretty much throw on with any eye look and it'll go. Unless you are wearing something, I don't know, if you're wearing like something really cool toned on your eyes, that's what I'm looking for, cool toned on your eyes, this will pull more orange on your skin. Or if you are more cool toned, like really cool toned, I'm more neutral. If you were to be more cool toned, it would pull more peachy colour on your skin. So that is another thing to look out for. Yeah. I think that's all I had to say. Next we have Luminoso from Milani. This is a cult favourite on YouTube. And this is a baked blush. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, fresh peach coral. It's like an orangey coral without being like in your face orange. It is beautiful. I love it in the spring and summer. It goes with a variety of skin tones, skin colours. Pretty much everybody who has tried this blush loves it. You can't get MUA, not MUA, what am I saying? You can't get Milani in the UK, unfortunately, but you can get it places like beautyjoint.com, cherryculture.com, drugstore.com, and I think maybe like Strawberry Net. I haven't used Strawberry Net, so I'm not going to recommend it, but the other three I'll link in the info box and you can check them out, because like drugstore.com and Beauty Joint are probably your most variety. Like Beauty Joint has like Wet n Wild and Lime Crime and a whole bunch of brands like the Revlon things that we don't get here. Same with drugstore.com, you can get like CoverGirl and the Milani, the Maybelline products that we don't get here. Sorry for the side note, but I just want to recommend those sites. They can come in handy if you want to be a bit more adventurous and try out products before they get released here. And my last one is one from NYX. I'm a huge fan of. And the last blush I want to talk about is one from NYX. I am a huge fan of NYX blushes. My all-time favourite blush of theirs is Raisin, which unfortunately has been discontinued, which is why I haven't mentioned it. Taupe is amazing for contouring. They have amazing kind of bronzy blushes. Mauve is another amazing one, but this one is Spice. Another favourite of theirs I have is Angel and Natural. Those are beautiful pink blushes. But I don't have them anymore, so I can't show you them. So that is Spice. It is possibly the most different blush here. It's kind of like if New Red and Poppy Passion had a baby. It's beautiful. It has a nice sort of pearlescent sheen to it. Again, I would recommend using a light hand with this product and just kind of blending it out. It's again good for that sort of flushed in from the cold look, and I think it's beautiful. So these are my 10 most favourite still available blushes. I will take proper swatch pictures and put them in my blog in a post with the video, and I will link it in the info box for you. I will also list all the blushes in the info box as well in case you missed one. And yeah, like I said, I try to include only blushes that are still available. I do have a few other favourites that aren't available anymore, but you probably already know what those are. I might mention them in like a Shop the Stash video or something, or like an all-time favourites video. If you guys want that, let me know, and I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.